I really love what Peter Jackson did, and oh my god, I've just realised I forgot to answer 2 bits to the question. What is going on, everyone? How are you doing? I hope you're doing good, because it is good to feel good. Yes, it is. And I'm doing a video today that I haven't actually done in nearly a year, basically. It's been 9 months since I've last done one of these videos, and that video is an Ask Ollie video. So today is officially the grand return of Ask Ollie, and I never thought I'd see the day, to be honest, because I got to a point last year where I think I just got bored of doing Ask Ollies, because I felt to myself, a lot of people are asking a lot of the same questions, and at the same time I was kind of procrastinating doing them as well, because I remember I did film an Ask Ollie when I was out in San Francisco last year, but never got around to uploading it. I think I wasn't too happy with how I filmed the video, so that happened. But today is its grand return, and I'm pretty excited. I thought to myself, it's been too long. It's been 9 months, so maybe I've had a baby, and then all of a sudden, yeah, now we can get back to doing Ask Ollies. But yeah, yeah, without further ado, let's just dive into this Ask Ollie thing. And before I begin the video, I just want to say I've become one of those YouTubers now who has the bloody light boards, and yeah, I think to myself, that's a bit funky. And by the way, Ethan, Ollywood Vlogs, who the hell is that? So yeah, without further ado, let's dive into the questions. So you know the drill. If you ask me questions, I answer the questions. So let's ask this question. I don't know what I'm saying. If you know the drill by now, you send me questions, I answer questions. Let's get into those questions. Are you living the life you dream? If not, what is the life you dream? Well, at the moment, I wouldn't say I'm particularly living the life that I dream at the moment, but what I envision the life that I'm dreaming is that I would be traveling the world, like going places like a few small steps at a time, and just seeing the world as it is something I really just want to do. Like, I'm just thinking about you, Ethan, now, because obviously you quit your job to go travelling, and now you're moving to Australia, which I think is pretty mad in its own right. But I just want to see the world and like see what the world has for me. And I think I've said this before, but before I die, I want to have visited at least, I think I said 50 to 100 countries. So if we can tick more countries off the list, then yes, that will be amazing. So just traveling the world and just seeing it as it is what I want to do before I die. When did you last go on vacation, or holiday as we call it here in England? I last went on holiday or vacation when I went to California last year, and that was a pretty cool experience for me, to be honest, because I mean, I'd already been to LA the previous year and down to Anaheim for VidCon and such, and that was a cool experience the first time around. And then last year, of course, I did that again, and then I did a bit more of that, because then I also went to San Francisco, went to Yosemite National Park, and then I finished up in LA, where we spent the 4th of July for. And I think, you know what, it's just amazing thinking about that trip. Like, I've got so many very happy memories coming from that trip, and just, obviously it's my last holiday vacation such thing that I've done, but I want to do more of that. And as we will get into later, I am doing some more cool things as we go along. If you could travel to 3 places, there's a lot of travel questions in here. If you could travel to 3 places in the world, where would those be and why? It's not what would these be, it's where would those be. The first one for me would be New York. And I know what you're probably thinking. You're thinking, Ollie, you've been to the States quite a few times, aren't you? A bit bored of it, but remember, I've never been to New York, so that's one place I want to go. And I think growing up, I've been really fascinated by the city. I can always remember one time my dad coming back from New York, and me and my brother, we were at our after school club, and I remember him bringing us NYPD t-shirts, and I thought to myself, that's pretty cool. So yeah, having a bit of memorabilia coming back from New York, and I would just love to go there. So I've heard a rumor that next year WrestleMania will be in the New York, New Jersey area. So if that's the case, then I'm sure as hell gonna think about going to WrestleMania in the tri-state area next year. So that might just be me finally going to New York, but who knows. The next place that I would travel to is kind of hinted in this video, but I would really love to go to New Zealand, and hint hint, that has something to do with New Zealand. Like, I think growing up watching Lord of the Rings and looking at like all the extravagant like scenes that they made, and like all the set locations and that. In fact, the set of Hobbiton is still there, which I think is pretty cool, and it's become a tourist attraction. So if I ever go to New Zealand, I would love to go to that and also see all the places in New Zealand that they used to shoot for Lord of the Rings. And the last place that I would like to go to is Japan, and hopefully not to get up to some kind of Logan Paul bollocks while I'm there, but, well, I say hopefully, let's not get up to that. Let's be respectful.
Japan is all about the respect. You know how it is in Japan, they're all about the respect.
But yeah, I've been really fascinated by Japanese culture in the past, and in fact I remember there was a video I remember watching about a guy called Bill Wirtz called History of Japan. It's very fun and interesting, but just again, Japan's culture is something I've been really fascinated by. And also, kind of as a little thing for me, is that I love wrestling, and New Japan Pro Wrestling is amazing. So maybe while I'm in Japan I could go to a few New Japan shows, which would be very cool. But yeah, just Japan in general, like nowhere particular, although now that I mention it, the Tokyo Olympics, which are taking place in 2020, are happening. So maybe I could hop on a flight to Tokyo and, you know, be there for the 2 weeks while the Olympics and Paralympics are happening. Well, that'll be about 4 weeks, but yeah, I don't know, maybe. Just, we'll see how it goes, I guess. Where do you see your channel going within the next year? Now, this question comes up a lot for me, and it's really a case of where do you see your channel like in the next few years or something like that. And I always just want to see myself, you know, growing little by little, just, you know, step by step, and, you know, just seeing how my channel progresses. I mean, like, the progress I think has been a bit slow, but you know what, I want to just, you know, continue going as it is. And if we get new people on board who subscribe, do click subscribe if you are new. But I want to get some more people, you know, if more people become invested in my content, then that's already a good thing, because then that can keep growing and growing and growing, and then I can suddenly have a big mansion and, you know, create cringy music videos. No, let's forget I ever said that. But just, I would love to just, you know, keep this channel growing and growing, and then we can be cool with that, I guess. What is your favourite movie and why? Well, I think the poster kind of gives it away, but I'll explain why it's my favourite movie, or although technically it's a trilogy, but still counts as a movie. So, I really love Lord of the Rings because I've just been, like, I've loved it, like, ever since, obviously, they came out, the first one came about 17 years ago, and Return of the King came out about nearly 15 years ago, which is mad. But yeah, so yeah, I just love them. I just do. I love, like, you know, the direction that Peter Jackson went with for Lord of the Rings. The same can't be said about The Hobbit, I'm afraid. But oh, it's brilliant, it is. And also, like, there are especially some good themes in there that really come to mind, and one of them being friendship, especially with Frodo and Sam, because they are, obviously, they basically go on a journey together all the way from the Shire and end up at Mount Doom, where, like, obviously it was quite rocky along the way. Obviously things happened, but, you know, throughout all of that they were still together in the end, which is, I think, is pretty incredible, like, especially as friends. Like, just going the distance as friends is a very big thing, and the fact that they managed to destroy the ring and, you know, restore peace to Middle-earth is pretty admirable. So my hat goes off to Frodo and Sam for that. And then it's the ongoing thing of adventure, because obviously again, Frodo and Sam go on a little adventure, and kind of unexpected that they would end up having to destroy the ring. Like Like, obviously, they're told by Gandalf that, oh, you've got to go to the inn in Bree, but obviously Gandalf's not there. Then they end up in Rivendell, and then that's when they give him the task to destroy the ring, which then it's just the adventure aspect that I love of Lord of the Rings. And obviously being a little adventurer, I would myself consider to be an adventurer, where I would go throughout the world and explore it for what it is. That's something I said earlier in this video, but still, I love seeing the world for what it is, basically. So yeah, adventure is another thing I love about Lord of the Rings as well. One of the three most important qualities to you, Ollie, and what qualities do you look for in your relationships with others? The first quality that comes to mind for me is self-confidence. And growing up, I've never considered myself to be a very confident person. In fact, if you watch my videos from years and years ago, you can probably tell that that's the case. But obviously, just growing up and obviously, you know, getting through life, I guess, you know, I've built up my confidence, you know, I've made friends and such. I just love being myself, I guess. And I feel like with self-confidence and being yourself, that's the best form of you. And I feel like if you were to portray something that you're not, you know, people will think you're fake and such, but just being yourself is the best thing for it. And being yourself in terms of like confidence and that is the best thing for people, I guess. The second thing that comes to mind is optimism. Like, I consider myself an optimistic person. I say I'm always open, but I'm open to most things, like, you know, that come my way, I guess. And you know what, if someone approaches me with something that, you know what, everyone's like, yeah, why not, let's do that, or something like that. But you know what, I'm always optimistic for something new. I'll always like a bit of change, most of the times, I guess. But just, yeah, optimistic, and obviously being like positive and stuff, and you know, living for the positive vibes and such. Yeah, so optimism comes on there. And then the final thing that comes to my mind is passion. And like, if we're speaking in the opposite sense, like, if you don't enjoy something, then why are you continuing it? Do you not have a passion for it or something like that? But just be passionate. If it's something that you're passionate about, say for example me, I like making videos on YouTube with a passion, and I have been doing so for the past few years. I'm very passionate about my channel. A lot of my friends are very passionate about their respective channels, and you know, I guess in life, like, there are other things that you can be very passionate about. Like, say, you can be very passionate about a football club or something, or a television show, or a movie, or such. But yeah, there are many things you can be passionate about, and if there's something that you do love with a passion, then, you know, just go with it, I guess. And then I'd say for qualities that I look for in my relationships and such is that they are healthy to be around, I guess, and like they let off positive energy. And when I say that they're healthy to be around, I don't mean as if they'd say they have an illness or something that, you know, we should keep away from. But no, what I mean by that is that, you know, that they let off good energy, and you know what, they're very fun to be around. And just like, I love positive energy, as I mentioned already, but just being around people that let off that, you know, healthy goodness and positive energy, like, I really like being around, I guess. And then the final question that comes around is, what are you most looking forward to this year? So there are two big things that I'm really looking forward to this year. One of them is the trip I have to California again. So this will be my third year in a row going back to California, which I'm very excited for. And I'm really excited, you know, to get up to some new things as well, because obviously I know I go to VidCon and such each year, but then I also have a week after to myself, which, I mean, at the moment I have no idea what I'll be doing in that second week, but I guess when it comes more towards the time itself, then we'll have a few more things planned. And then the second thing that I'm really looking forward to is, or I'd say I'm most looking forward to, is when I do Rough Runner. So that is about 3 months from now, or less really when we speak about it technically, but it's coming around fast, and I'm really just excited to, you know, do it. I've always wanted to do one of these events, and I feel like it's gonna be very, very fun. Just bring it on. And also, at the same time, I'm really enjoying raising lots of money for charity as we go along, because I want to help out people with cancer, and especially recently my nana had cancer, so I guess really when you're affected close at heart to someone who has cancer, then it really affects you. And then I feel like this is a bit of a cliche, but when someone close to you is affected, then that's when you want to make a difference, I guess. But that's not what I want to see it as, but I want to see it as that there are a lot of people in the world who have cancer, and I want to do my bit to help out, basically. So what I'm doing is I'm raising money for the Christie, and the event is happening in 3 months' time, so I'm looking forward to that, and I'm also looking forward to raising lots and lots of money for the Christie until we do the event. I have a link in the description for my Just Giving page. I know that feels like a little cheap plug, but because it's a charity thing, I feel like, you know what, it's worth mentioning. And I'm just really excited to raise lots of money and do this event at the same time. So yeah, go donate anything you can, and anything that you can donate will be very generous, so I thank you for that. Anyway, that is the video. Like, there were points in this video when filming it that I feel like I couldn't really get it out, I guess, but I've managed to get to the end of the video, and I hope in the future that I can do a few more Ask Ollies, although now that I mention it, I don't think I'm going to do it as a monthly thing anymore. I might do it every 2 to 3 months or something like that. I don't know how it's going to go, but we'll see how it goes, basically. So here we go, onwards and upwards with Ask Ollies in the future. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, and thank you very much for sending in your questions. I look forward to, in the future, answering more questions. So yeah, that was cool, and it was a good little comeback for Ask Ollie. So thank you very much for watching, and like, comment, subscribe, and share the love. See ya!